Hello and welcome, my dear friends. If any of you were expecting new videos, I'm sorry that it's been a while since I made the last one. But unfortunately this is a bit more involved and I'm a bit busier than I wish I was. Anyway, that's out of the question, and today's story is just my story of carbon damage that I received and my thoughts about carbon repair in general, and a little bit about the internet forums, cycling internet forums, and why I don't really use them anymore. So, first of all, the story, what has actually happened with me. I was riding alone on a busy road. There's a bikeway on the side of the road, but unfortunately the way it is, if the bikeway is on the side of the road, all of the screws and garbage and leaves and branches and everything is being sort of washed away to the side of the road next to the curb, and that's exactly where the bikeway is. And as you know, those bike tires, they're so thin and they're so susceptible to punctures and damage from the even little pieces, sometimes even a little stone can get you a puncture. So I was riding alone and I didn't see it. There was a gray steel shard on the road, so it looked like a metal triangle. I'll try to put some pictures into the video so you have the idea of what it is exactly, but I'll describe it as well. So it's still shard, just a piece of steel metal, maybe some pipe or who knows what it was originally, and it was lifted by my front tire. I went over it, and then after it was lifted up with a triangle being stuck up, I rode over it with my rear tire. So this one here, this exact tire. Now it went through the tire, and obviously as usual I heard hiss, and I could feel that the tire was quickly deflating, so it was a flat. Then what happened after that is I saw that it was quite a big slash, so the tire was almost slashed in half because the piece of the steel was so big. I took it home and I thought, oh, that's a bit unlucky, I'll have to replace the tire now. Unfortunately there is no way to repair it, the slash is just too big. But then when I took the tire off, what I saw inside was that the steel piece actually has gone through the tire and then through the carbon rim as well, and it was just stuck in the carbon rim itself. It has never happened to me before, so I didn't quite know what to do. So I asked for opinion from a popular internet forum and also from the manufacturers of the wheel to see if this could be fixed or not and what could be done about it. And so the feedback that I received from the internet forum was that, well, you can disregard the rim now because there's a hole in the rim. Sorry about that noise. Yeah, so the forum users told me there's a hole in the rim. It's carbon fiber. If there is a hole in carbon fiber, and especially the hole with rough edges, like it would be, after steel shard going through it, there is no way to repair it. The rough edges will create cracks and it will just continue cracking until it is fully destroyed. And what's worse, they said, the destroyment of the rim is only a matter of time and it's going to be catastrophic. So what's likely to happen is that the rim will explode completely as I'm riding it, or maybe when I'm going through a bump. and then obviously I'll lose control of the bike, I may fall, who knows what will happen, it may happen at speed. And so I noted that opinion. Okay, I didn't really know a lot about carbon fiber layup, and the technical side of it. And then the opinion that I received from the carbon wheel manufacturer was that, okay, it's gone through the rim, it's the bed of the rim. There, the carbon bit is actually non-structural at all, so it's just 1 or 2 layers of carbon fiber. And what it does, it just retains air in the rim/tire system. And it doesn't really serve any structural purpose. All of the structural load is on the side of the rim, this part here, but not the actual bed of the rim. Okay? And as you must know, the rims often come with the holes for the spokes. So I thought, okay, that really makes sense as well. And yeah, and the bicycle wheel manufacturer told me, oh, it's an easy fix. You just put a patch over it, or you just put an epoxy over it, and it's done. And so I came back to the forum and I said, look, there's this opinion about that. What do you think about it? Is it fixable? I think it probably is. And they said, oh no, that's just nonsense. You don't repair a carbon fiber like that, it's not going to work. So I thought, okay, 2 different opinions, what do I have to lose? I'll give this a go. And so I bought 2-part epoxy from a household store, do-it-yourself store, really cheap, it's like a couple of dollars. I still managed to get some quality ones, so it was a Loctite brand. And so I mixed it together as you do and put it over the hole. It is initially very runny, that epoxy, and so it went through the hole, and I tried to move the wheel around a little bit as well, so that it distributes around the hole. And so there's a little bit of a epoxy on top after it hardened, and I imagine there's a little bit inside as well. And so since then I've been riding that bicycle and that particular wheel for about a year, maybe 10,000 Ks, or I don't know, couple of thousands K anyway, it's not important. No problems at all. And there wouldn't be, I don't think there should be any, because that piece is not a structural piece, it doesn't bear any load at all. And so that taught me that, the forums, I'm just trying to find words for it. Most people that are at the cycling forums, they either regurgitate what they've heard over the years, or they are telling you their stories which are not really representative. And if you don't agree with their opinion, then they become upset because they interpret that as a personal attack. And I guess the moral of the story is that you could get some helpful information from the internet forums, but at the same time it's quite unlikely that you will. And best that you could do is you could talk to the manufacturers, have a look at the manuals, and just experiment yourself, I guess. With carbon, I don't think it's highly likely that there will be that catastrophic failure everyone talks about when it explodes in front of your eyes. Because it's been a couple of years since the manufacturers have been manufacturing wheels, rims and frames. And if you try to find on the internet stories of how that happened, it will be very hard. And also have a look at the odds as well, how many millions of carbon parts have been produced and how many of them catastrophically fail. Because carbon is made out of different layers, out of different carbon fiber pieces, and then it's all held together with an epoxy. It's really, I don't believe that it's likely that it will catastrophically fail. And then obviously you have your eyes and ears, and you can see if the part is being structurally compliant or not. You can feel if it's actually soft or it doesn't feel right, or when it bounces you can hear some creaks, or maybe it just bounces up and down as you go, and then the cracks become bigger. With my particular situation, also another method of control is just air leakage. So I have a no-hole system, and so the air that's trapped inside of the tire has really no way out, apart from going through the tire fibers slowly, or tire rubber, which usually takes about a week or so for it to lose pressure significantly, maybe 2 weeks. So if it starts to lose pressure, then obviously the crack is becoming bigger. There's the tell sign for me. But it hasn't really happened at all. So I haven't been losing any air, which means that the system is airtight, and it means that the hole isn't becoming any bigger, and epoxy is actually holding everything in place. And it would make perfect sense. I even think that with this particular situation, even if I would just leave it as is and just put some tape over it so that it's still airtight, I think it would probably still work, just because that particular construction of the rim bed there, it doesn't really hold that much structural strength. It's more of the external rim, the U shape of the external rim that holds everything, and that has been confirmed by the manufacturer as well. So yeah, that's my story.